Good morning, guys. It's Dr. Mo. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. I've got my awesome coffee cup this morning. It's official. You're awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I just got off a phone call with a colleague who is interested in a lifestyle medicine practice. And I'm going to help him out because you know how I feel. Rising tide lifts all boats. And I kept thinking about intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation. We were actually talking about this week with another homework concern. And I was thinking a lot about how when the Manjaro coupon came out, it was really easy. You picked it up, you grabbed it, you went into the pharmacy, here's your medication, $2,200 medication for $25. Thank you, Eli Lilly. You saved my life. I appreciate it. And over time, I think we can see that the providers have, we sorted ourselves out, right? We've sorted ourselves out into the ones that care and the ones that had more of an intrinsic or extrinsic motivation versus intrinsic. I think it's important. And I had nothing against those providers, right? They're doctors, they're nurse practitioners, they're physician assistants. They're out there because they know these medications matter. But there's like this risk benefit right there, or a risk reward, I guess is a better way to phrase it, because it takes a lot of time and effort to learn what's going to be approved on a PA, right? These are things, I'm emergency medicine trained. I didn't know these things. I don't know a lot of things about business. When I was little, I always wanted to be a businessman like my dad. And so this is really, really, really fun. And I like learning about like the structure, how do I do this legally? And, with the emergency COVID declarations ending in May, what does that do for telehealth? How does that change things? Some states, like they have regulations for what a telehealth encounter is. There are some states where I may not be able to do asynchronous telehealth. Well, I don't know that. Thank goodness I have someone who does now. So learning all that but it's really fun for me. It's funny because sometimes I kind of complain that things are getting hard or whatever, but I have a shirt that actually says I can do hard things because I can, but I like to, right? I like, that's who I am. I get really excited. I get excited about helping people. I get excited about being a doctor. It makes me wag my little puppy tail. I just get excited, and I get super excited that I get to, after all this time, create this thing. Although it's grown exponentially in the last 6 months, it's 25 years in the making. It's really exciting to me. So this is my gratitude Sunday. And I just wanted to say thanks and let you know that we are here for the long haul. We're here for the patients, we're here for ourselves. Our mission statement at Active Medical Solutions is unparalleled support for patients, providers, and staff. Because I know what it's like to not feel supported. I also know what it's like to feel supported in my job, which I did for a long, long time. I felt extremely supported in my emergency medicine job. And then I kind of didn't. So I can feel the difference, right? It's almost like when you do release the excess fat stores that you have, you go from this burden, right? It's a fish in water that doesn't know it's in water, but you go from just feeling not great to feeling really good. And the difference is like, holy crap, I'm not going back. So once you can see that contrast, it shows you the way, right? It shows you the way to go. And I can see what feeds my soul, and emergency medicine still feeds my soul a little bit. So I do it a little bit. I love it, right? It's the hospital I used to work for full time. Gosh, I still have a lot of loyalty to that hospital. I do. And that's okay. It's okay. But I've got loyalty to my patients. I've got loyalty to my path, this thing that I see, this thing that we're building, that we've built, really. I guess I probably can't say we are building. We've built this thing. Now we are just making it stronger and stronger every day because I want to help you get stronger and stronger every day. All right. I don't know what the purpose of this was. Oh, intrinsic and intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. I think that once you see what you want, right? That's the intrinsic motivation. The money, fame, right? That comes later. And there's plenty of money out there for everyone. I actually had someone ask me about a practice, and they're like, do you think there's really enough need? People need to feel good. People need to stop living a C+ sort of life, right? We need an A+ life. We're tired of living mediocre lives. When you get to me, either as a patient or a provider asking me for help on how do I make my life better, I guess, what are you an expert in? Making people's lives better? Sounds random. But by the time you get to me, you know there's a door out there that you can't see. And as both a patient and a provider, I've found some of those doors. And the cool thing is, every time I talk to another doctor, every time I talk to another patient, I find more and more doors. Because I'm willing to look for doors. I'm not willing to sit. I'm not willing to sit in a mediocre existence. Is my life perfect? No, absolutely not. I have a lot of things I'd like to kind of make a little better, tweak them. But that's what I do. I show people. And I show you within your intrinsic draw, right? Patients come to me, I just want to lose that 10 pounds. Why? I always ask why, because it's never just that you don't find me, you don't resonate with me if you want to fit into a size 2 dress. You resonate with me if your brain's a disaster and your soul is heavy because you fight with food every day. Anyhow, kind of the same, as a provider, you resonate with me because there's something you can't see and you want to find it. All right, I've babbled on enough for this Sunday. Have a great day. We'll chat again tomorrow.